Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami uNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyasifunde iy'ncwadi ey'bhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese sizala sizokhuluma ngazo. Ley'ncwadi esuke siy'fundile siy'xoxela laba phela abasuke bengenaso isikhathi sokufunda iy'ncwadi nalabo abasuke benqena nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuke ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese sizala sizokhuluma ngawo lama shows, senze ama-reviews or ama-recaps bese siyaphinda futhi sikhuluma any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Guys, you are going to get uploads at weird times because load shedding shame. Load shedding ihlangane network. When your network is rise, then load shedding, and then when load shedding goes, and then network ibelethe emhlane nayo ihambe nelokhuza nogesi. It's a hard time for us South Africans, but uploads ayeza. Also episode 8 on the other channels, Olublox by Ntando Mdletshe, it's on the way. It is uploading, and it's been uploading for the whole day. But what can we do? What can we do, guys? So if you sitting there the whole day, don't think Ntando is not working here. Okay, the videos are coming. It's a difficult time to work, to be on YouTube, honestly. Anyway, you guys, if and you like our content, do not forget to press the subscribe button, press the notification bell, and just bear with us. Normally we upload on time, but if you are South African, you will understand. Anyway, also guys, if you are interested in following my journey as a mom, please subscribe to my channel, Raising Sipho Sethu. So today I just want to do a commentary on Isigaxa Khumalo. I know a lot of people are kind of obsessed with the issue of the murder or alleged murder ka Senzo Meyiwa, and I'm more fascinated by the actions and izinto ezishiwo Khumalo more than the side your murder case. Like the way that she moves, it fascinates me, honestly, and it just makes me wonder what's kwenzekani ngalola suku, and I do understand because she's somebody under pressure when you have almost the whole country looking to you to tell them the truth about what happened, and whatever you say people don't believe. I mean, that must be a lot of pressure to be under. But I just want to discuss a few things that Khumalo has said that have actually turned the internet upside down because people just couldn't believe some of the things that she has said. I have to say, you guys, some of the stuff that she has said has been shocking. Honestly, it has been shocking, and I've been trying to understand where she's coming from. But some of the things, really, honestly, it's like, did she really say that? Did she really say that? And one thing that I want to talk about is Khumalo said ukuthi abantu bakaMeyiwa did not really like uSenzo Meyiwa. And obviously, I mean, a lot of us are SARS because we are not her, so we were not part of that relationship. So obviously, we're going to listen to what she says. But the way that she explains that, she says that uSenzo Meyiwa was a cash cow for his family. It's like umuntu bebemfonela mabedinga imali, and bonke they looked up to him ukuthi uyena obondlayo elokhuzeni ekhaya, which is not really a strange thing for black families. A lot of the times you will have that one family member that is the one that is successful, that everybody looks up to, kudliwa ngaye ekhaya, uyena othenga igrosa, uyena owakhayo ekhaya and stuff. It's not something that will be strange yenzeka vele in our black communities. And then she goes on to say ukuthi when uMaka Senzo Meyiwa heard the news zokuthi ingane yakhe had passed, that her son had passed, uSenzo Meyiwa, she says Khumalo, i-response yakhe uMaka Meyiwa, it was, wathi, sengizokondliwa ubani ekhala umama, you guys. Honestly, you guys, when I heard that, I thought ukuthi yazi ukuthi leyo nto leyo into vele I felt, number one, I felt like that's not the first time that I hear that someone said that kushoniwe. I think isikhalo sabazali la leso a lot of the times it's a normal sikhalo nje sabazali umzali mehanjelwe ingane yakhe, because a lot of us emakhaya we're the ones that are taking care of our homes, oma bethu yithi esibanakekelayo, abazali bethu yithi esibanakekelayo. And if ukuthi something happens to ingane eyondlayo ekhaya, I mean isikhalo somzali vele sizosho kanjalo ukuthi sengizokondla ubani, because bekuyithemba lakhe lelo. He was the one that was taking care of the home, he was the one othenga igrocery. Whether they were asking too much mhlawumbe when it comes to ukuthi imali bebeyicela kangaki and all of that is another story, but for her iyona ngane yakhe le ebimondla. I do not think ukuthi it's abnormal ukuthi umama asho kanjalo while crying for ingane yakhe ishonile. Also, I feel like, honestly, guys, to judge a woman by the words that she said when she found out ukuthi her son has been murdered, it's not fair. It's not fair. Like if somebody, God forbid, if somebody called me right now and told me that something happened to my son, would I even remember the words that I will utter out of my mouth? In mourning, in shock as well, because it's not like no, it was the accident that happened when nobody really expected. I say accident, So I really feel like it would be really unfair for us to judge Umaga Senzo on what she said in that moment when she got the news that her son, her soccer star son, had just been murdered. The son that really was taking care of her and was taking care of the family. I felt like it was an unfair statement for Kelly ukuthi awasho lawo mazwi. Honestly, I feel like it's unfair, because even naye mangamfonela manje, God forbid, and say khona okwenzekile enganeni yakho, khona izinto engazisho that abantu would not understand because she is in mourning. So I did feel like it was an unfair statement, but at the same time, I feel like it is something that abazali bethu would probably say if something happened to us. I feel like lawo mazwi, guys, akuwona mazwi are strange. I don't want to lie. It's not amazwi engakaze ngiwezwe makushoniwe vele. Even emngcwabeni umuntu will stand up and say, umzali will stand up and say ukuthi njengamanje nje bakuhambe ingane yami, I do not know ukuthi ngizodlani, angizazi ukuthi ngizodlani. It is not an indication yokuthi umama uyithanda less ingane yakhe. It's just the way that I guess aba-expressa ngalo ukuthanda ingane zakho, ba-express ukuthi leyo ngane leyo beyibaluleke kangakanani kubona. So I did not feel ukuthi lokho kuyi-indication yokuthi bebengamthandi ulokhuzana uSenzo kubo. But it might have been also ukuthi maybe they did do it too much, because if you think about it, if in the family you have this person that is a soccer star and they are generous in how much they give to you, the family might tend to ask for a lot, And Ukeli was on the other side with Usenzo, so she will be there maybe when he gets those calls and he needs to send money home, and maybe he hasn't been paid and they're asking for money, and then she will have to help him, like she says. So from her side, maybe she did feel like they were doing it too much. But I do not feel it's a fair statement to say just because they did that, they did not love him, especially for his mom. I really don't feel like that is something that was fair for her to say. There's also another statement that Kelly Khumalo said, which is that Umaga Senzo Meyiwa is bitter because ubaba ka Senzo Meyiwa cheated on her. Oh, I'm not laughing because it's funny, you guys, but it was like, number one, okay, as abantu abamnyama khona lento lena esingayifundiswa ngisho ukuyifundiswa, but it's like we learn it as school ukuthi umuntu mayishonile, number one, kunento yokuthi ngisho ngathi ube umuntu omubi kangakanani, but umuntu mesedlulile emhlabeni awukhulumi ngaye a certain way, you just don't, and uyahlonishwa nje umuntu, even if umuntu bekuyisdakwa nje sendawo umngcwabo wakhe, uma ngabe sesingcwaba, especially thina nje maZulu, uma sesimngcwaba nje lowo muntu kuzoba nenkonzo, kube nama-speeches, kukhulunywe kahle ngalowo muntu, because umuntu mesehambile nje emhlabeni, it's like we forgive zonke izono zakhe nje zala emhlabeni, we forgive them, bese sithi uyobonana noNkulunkulu so seyoxoxa noNkulunkulu vele. So kuvele kuyahlonishwa ukuthi umuntu akasekho emhlabeni. So the issue with that statement was that number one was that ubaba kaSenzo akasekho, akasaphili. So that statement felt like not only is it disrespectful to him, but the fact that akasekho emhlabeni, it brought in another element with anyhow. That did Ukeli really have to say that, especially with Ubaba Senzo not even living anymore. On top of that, you guys, it is Ubaba Senzo noma kaSenzo, it was their relationship. Khona futhi lento esinayo ukuthi abantu abadala siyabahlonipha nje, uma sometimes even kungeyena uma wami, but uma ozala umuntu engithandana naye, lo, she might not like me, I might not like her, but khona lokho ukuthi there's things engeke ngivele nje in public ngizisho nje ngaye noma ikanjani because umuntu omdala. So it did feel uncomfortable ukuzwa leso statement leso, and more than that, you guys, I felt like it was unnecessary. It wasn't necessary to say, to reveal ukuthi ubaba kaSenzo cheated on uma kaSenzo, because I feel like how does that help with anything? Because right now the concern is what happened that day when uSenzo passed away. What happened that day? So the fact that ubaba kaSenzo cheated on uma kaSenzo, does that reveal the murderer? Does that help in any way? I did not feel like it was necessary for her to even mention that, besides the fact that the statement was disrespectful. I do, however, feel like from a point, Kelly Khumalo, like I said, she is somebody that is under pressure, and she feels like everybody is acting like they are perfect out there. They are acting like Umdeni Wagameyiwa is acting like they are perfect, that they were the perfect family, they treated Usenzo perfectly. Umaga Senzo is acting like hey, and Baba Senzo had this perfect relationship and had a perfect relationship with their son, and that was not the case. And that might have been what she was trying to express with that, to say people are acting like they love Senzo this much, And I even feel like even if they didn't love him that much, but they would still want to know who actually killed Ingane Yabo. So I feel like that statement was kind of unnecessary. I feel like we could do with us not knowing what Baba Senzo treated Onoma Senzo, especially when what we are interested in right now is what happened that day, and are the people that are responsible for what happened that day going to be held responsible. Right. And then there's another statement that really drove the internet crazy, which is like, she says, I did not know who Senzo was when we met. Honestly, my interpretation of that statement is that she did not know. I mean, she knew it was Senzo Meyiwa, but she did not know how much of a big star Senzo Meyiwa was. If you meet somebody, they say it's a soccer. For example, I don't know any soccer stars. If I had to meet a soccer star, somebody would have to come to me and say, Tando, this is a Bafana player. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yes, he's actually a captain. I feel like that's what she means. That she did not know who he was, how famous he was. And then the friend that had introduced them had to explain to her who he was. Okay. That statement in particular, I did not find anything wrong with it, because I related it to me and I said, I did not know who Senzo was. Until he was dating. But that's because I don't follow soccer, I don't follow sports. So I didn't know who he was. So I felt like maybe even for her, it's a possibility that she didn't really know who he was and how big he was. And then when somebody explained it to her, then she got it. However, she moves on to say, nobody knew who Senzo Meyiwa was until he was attached to the brand Kelly. For me, that statement was pushing it a little bit, because I do not think that nobody knew who Senzo Meyiwa was. I think that at the time when these two people met, there were people that knew Senzo Meyiwa because they followed him as a soccer star, and there were people who knew Kelly Khumalo because they followed her as a singer, and then there are people who know Senzo Meyiwa and they knew Kelly Khumalo, both of them. And there are people that would say at that time Senzo Meyiwa was more of a star star than Kelly Khumalo, and there are people who would say Kelly Khumalo was more of a star than Usenzo Meyiwa at that time. I am in the group that knew Kelly Khumalo and didn't know Senzo only purely because angilandeli indaba yelokhuzana yesoka, angwazi amalokhuzana ama-soccer stars. So for me, I only knew of Usenzo Meyiwa. Mase Kelly Khumalo is dating this soccer star. Then I was like, oh, soccer, yes, he's also a captain. Okay, actually, to understand fully how important he was in the sporting world, I only understood that after his passing. So it depends where you are with it to say what and how big was he really. I do not think that Usenzo Meyiwa was helped by a brand Kelly Khumalo to get where he needed to go or to get as famous as he got. I also don't think what Kelly Khumalo needed, because all Kelly Khumalo needed was her voice to get where she has gotten with her life. Because no matter what you say about Kelly Khumalo will sing. She can sing. She can sing. So we can say whatever bad things we want to say about her, but she can sing. You know what I mean? So I think it's an argument that you can have on both sides to say this person have the personal. I don't think he was a star and she was a star. And people have said, but Kelly Khumalo's career at the time was not as high or as it's at its peak as it is right now. But we have to remember, you guys, Kelly Khumalo dated Usenzo Meyiwa after we had known her as Ichiti Leliana. When she first came with her first album, and she dated Jub Jub, and they were Bonnie and Clyde with Jub Jub, and then Jub Jub got into that case, and it was said that they were allegedly using drugs together, and then there was a case got Jub Jub that went on and on and on, and they were in the newspapers almost every day when that case was going on. And then there was the alleged abuse allegations that came out during that time. So for me, Kelly was popular. Was she making a lot of money from her career at the time? It's possible that she wasn't making as much as she's making now, because she had a lot of publicity, but a lot of it was negative because of that case that had gone on with Ujuju, and also because of the abuse allegations that had come out. But I do think Wuti, maybe when she met Usenzo, her career was starting to pick up again. Also, we have to consider that this is somebody that is a celebrity. Celebrities have a certain ego where they think that everybody associated with them is around them for clout. So she might have thought to Kelly she was bigger than she actually was at the time. So for her, she really believes Senzo Meyiwa was nothing before her, and then he got attached to her, and he became bigger, because anyway she didn't really understand how big he was. Only we watching from the outside can recognize it. He was that big, and of course the family Senzo will come and defend it and say, but these people when they met, Senzo was already big, and I mean we don't expect any less from the family because that's what they are supposed to do. But I do feel like all of these arguments about who was bigger than who is not really helping anybody to actually get to the truth of who actually killed Senzo Meyiwa. So it's like, do we really need to be arguing about who was a bigger star than who? Because at the end of the day, Senzo Meyiwa is no longer with us. And is this going to help us to discover who took his life? No, it's not. So is it really useful for us to be having these arguments? I don't think so. But here we are, we're having them. Anyway, and then another thing that the family did in the recent article for the Daily Sun, that they said, Senzo Meyiwa's brother, he said that they have tried as a family to sort of have a relationship with the child, Senzo Meyiwa, with Ulokuzana, with Ukeli Khumalo. And they said they've tried to call Ukeli Khumalo because they wanted a child to come spend time with them, but she never picks up a phone and all of that. Let me tell you something, guys, as a mom, you not go, if you don't love me, there is no way that you're going to love my child. That is my thing in life. So for me, I am biased when I look at that because I'm like, but how is she going to let her kids go and spend time with a family that she knows very well they do not like her, they despise her? So I understand why she wouldn't want her child to go to that family. And also, it depends how true it is that at some point they had said that that child was not Senzo's child. So is she really going to want her child to go and spend time with the family that has said that about her child, and the family that don't like her? And I mean, are they going to be able to speak positively about the child's mother when they are around her? You know, would they not have the temptation to tell the child things that they're not supposed to yet tell to a child? I would, as a parent, I wouldn't let my child go spend time with that family. It's unfortunate that the child has to go through that because that is her father's family. But I honestly feel like I understand why she wouldn't do it. I don't think that you can hate the mother as much as they hate a mother because they do believe that she knows something about the passing of their son, so they do not like her. So I don't see how they can hate her so much but be able to love her child. It's difficult for me to see it. So from my side, I feel like I understand that decision. I don't let my kids spend any time with people that I don't think like me. And that's why it's easy for me, for my kids to spend time with my family, because those are the people that I think I'm sure about the fact that they love me. If someone treats me kindly, I assume that they will treat my child kindly. But if they're not even able to treat me kindly, how are they going to do that for my child? So that I do understand. It's unfortunate that I don't even see it happening in the future where Kelly would be like, you know what, I'm okay with her spending time with her family. It is a situation where maybe she's gonna have to wait until the child is old enough, is an adult, and she makes her own decision on whether she initiates those relationships. But I do feel like Kelly's kids are going to be the kids that are going to have the hardest time growing up in South Africa, honestly, because of all of the information that is out there about their parents. Honestly, I hope that they do make it because it's gonna be hard. I'm sure they're already having a hard time in their schools because even young kids know about, Senzo Meyiwa and Senzo Meyiwa's case. So I imagine that they really are having a difficult time. Anyway, you guys, that's all that I wanted to discuss when it came to this particular interview that Ukeli did. There's a lot that she said, you guys, so I'll probably make another video, but I wanted to discuss these few points. Anyway, please like the video before Pumegiona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers in Tanda.